Welcome to Momtroversial, the podcast that dives headfirst into the beautiful chaos of motherhood and dishes on the stuff we wish we would have known and nobody tells you. I'm Leah, a scrunchy nurse providing the Hot Mess Express, and I'm your girl's girl, here to remind you that it's fine, we're fine, and everything's fine.
I'm Alyssa, a crunchy mom who's all about organic living. I'm organized, opinionated, and your designated wing woman in any parenting bar fight. And can I just say I did that from memory for the first time and we're 6 months in.
I'm so proud of you. Girlfriend, we're over 6 months in with recording.
Let's,
We started recording in June, even though we didn't launch until
I know. The consistency
July.
is real.
This is like month 7. Month 7.
Go
Thank you
team.
for those who have listened and kept up with us the whole time. And if you're new listeners, welcome to Momtroversial. We're so happy that you're here. Today, we are going to talk about baby registries with a second or a third child because today, specifically, I am 21 weeks pregnant with our third baby and over the freaking halfway point.
So exciting.
And yeah. But like thinking about the difference between things you need for a registry now versus what you need for a registry with your first is just, am I the only one having to think about that stuff right now?
Actually, you're not the only one thinking about that stuff right now because I am also 11 weeks in with number 3. 12 tomorrow.
Yay!
So fun.
Congratulations!
Thank
Have I
you.
got a secret we've been keeping under wraps for Alyssa? Freaking A, man. It's been a long time.
It has
I
because we
remember
were
when
going
you
to
told
announce
me.
it. Yeah, we were going to announce it and then we kind of took our social media break. And so then we didn't. And so now
Yeah.
we're just chilling.
So now here we are.
Woo! Let's talk
So
registries.
excited for you.
Big.
So let's talk registries. So I think a good way to tackle this, I would love to go, is let's just talk about right now for number 3. Things we are thinking about that we need for number 3. And we'll go through that. And then once we've covered those, let's elaborate just a little bit more for any moms out there who are curious who are pregnant with number 2. What the difference was for you between 1 and 2 and the things that you recommend. Because one thing that I have learned, and we'll end up doing a series of this for you guys, after Declan was born, was actually annoyed with myself because I ended up putting so much stuff on my registry that I didn't need. And then having to go through the process to either return things or things took up space or just taking mental load that I didn't need to carry versus if I could go back and have changed things, I definitely would have. And so that's why we love sharing this stuff with you guys because hopefully it will help you. And so we'll explicitly say things we're looking for and things we're not looking for when it comes to second and third kids.
I
So,
will say a big difference for me between number 2 and number 3 is so I got pregnant when I was 10 months postpartum with Reagan. So I was still using a lot of the stuff that I needed for Kennedy. But after Kennedy, I got rid of a lot of the stuff that I didn't love, if that makes sense, knowing that I would probably have to rebuy some stuff for number 3. Um, so I think there's a couple things that we're going to have to grab that, like, you might think, like, why don't you already have that? Like a high chair. But I just didn't want the high chair we had. It took up so much space. So
and that's a really good point to get into, though, depending on your perspective of material things within the last 6 months of this year. Excuse me. Within the last 6 months of this year, I have very much been trying very hard to enter my minimalist stage with materials, but I really struggle with that because I'm also a tightwad. So I really struggle throwing things away because I'm like, what if I need it
yeah,
later on? I don't want to have to spend money on it. But the book I read, Transforming Your Heart in Your Home, and it was all about decluttering. She talks about the rule of if you can buy something new specifically things that like you buy for less than $28. A high chair is not that. However, I mean, it's been so long since you've truly needed a high chair, but if you don't love it and it's not serving you, don't keep this stuff because the more clutter you have in your home, the more clutter you have in your mind and in your heart. And so that's definitely how I've approached our registry when we had Ella, who's our second, and how I'm approaching it now. So let's dive in. When it comes to things let's start with the top three things right now that you can think of off the top of your head that you want or need for this third child that is going to be on your registry.
Okay. Because it's our third, and again, we don't need a lot, I put a gift card to the company that we want to use for diapers. Kudos. We weren't able to use them for Kennedy because they don't ship to APO, but I've used them on and off, and they are the best diapers, in my opinion. And they're not cheap. They're not the most expensive, but
Mhm.
they're not cheap. They do have a military discount. Um, but yeah, so I put a gift card for diapers because that's like someone wants to contribute something, but they're like, it's your third kid. Like, why do you have a registry?
Mhm.
Technically, my registry is more my shopping list for me. But if someone was like, what can I get you? I would definitely say, like, you know, grab me a month of those diapers or like a gift card to the company. That would be so helpful. I did actually like go on a little Facebook marketplace cloth diapering binge, but I just can't do it. I can't pull the trigger. It's probably because I'm still a little
I
nauseous right now. I like cannot imagine.
I really love cloth diapering. However, we're going to be PCSing 6 weeks after this baby is born. So I have not decided yet if I'm actually going to cloth diaper from birth, like I did for Ella, or if I am going to disposable diaper, just because we're gonna have to get our household goods packed up and we're gonna have to get them shipped, and then we're gonna have to get our accompanying baggage. You know, I think I'm gonna make that decision kind of like game time because it's gonna depend on where we're at. Cloth diapering is one of those things where you don't really want to do it if you don't have your own washer and dryer and you don't have your own space. You don't want to, if you're traveling, I don't do cloth diapers, I do disposable because not having your own area and routine, cloth diapering can be really gross, even for someone who's used
Oh,
to it
fair. Yeah.
and loves it, you know?
And in that teeny
So,
hotel room for who knows how long.
correct. Yeah. So if anything, I may do it and then, you know, send it for unaccompanied baggage, whenever we get that packed up and then disposable diaper while we're in transition. But I don't know. I haven't decided yet. So you have a registry for diapers, which I guess pivoting into that's always a good thing. Whatever child, if you're gonna disposable diaper, gift card or registry. And so I think that's probably where the diaper sprinkle ideas came from. Instead of people
Mhm.
doing full-blown baby showers, they do the diaper sprinkles where it's the same thing, celebrating the birth of the child, but instead people are doing diapers and wipes because that's a number one thing you need for
Every
every
kid
kid.
needs it. Yeah.
Correct. And even if you're cloth diapering like me, you could still do a sprinkle and do wipes
Mhm.
or diaper liners, depending on how you do it. I am a big fan if you're considering cloth diaper during the day, but I do disposable at night. Then at the newborn stage where they're not sleeping all night, and again, that's because it's just easier.
That feels really
Once your kids
smart.
start sleeping longer, it's more comfortable for them. I don't care what the companies say to you with their overnight inserts. There's no way that's freaking comfortable for your kids to sleep in. But then two, when I'm doing middle of the night feeds and diaper changes, I just don't want to take the extra mental step to have to break apart the diaper, put it in a bag, and have to get out of bed to put it away or have it right next to it. But no, we're not doing that. So I disposable diaper at night from birth anyways. So even if you wanted a cloth diaper and you want to do something like that to where it's kind of like a hybrid, you could still do a sprinkle where people get you, your diapers, your wipes, your diaper liners. So then those are things you're not having to think about. I mean, and I think things you need for every kid, depending on too, is some type of a diaper cream, whether you use Tallow Whip, correct?
Mm-hmm.
I've been
I
using Row Casas, but I'm gonna make my own tallow whip because Travis can get me tallow when he smokes his beef. That's my next that's my next crunchy girl move is to DIY my own tallow.
Yeah, I use the Rocasa, and honestly, the Rocasa baby line in general is not something I'm a huge fan of, which, like, you'll almost never hear
No,
me say because I adore Rocasa. But, like, their baby wash, baby bottom cream, there's something else I tried and I didn't love.
they have a
I'm
spray.
a huge fan. I have not used the spray. I didn't like the baby bottom cream, so
Mm,
I just didn't get the spray. But yeah, I use Tallow or on the go, I use Babbo Botanicals because it's not a glass jar.
okay, that's good to know. What is your number two thing that's on your list so far?
Mm. Okay, my number two thing, and I'm really excited about this actually, is the Mockingbird bassinet in the stand. So you have the bassinet, right? For your Uppa baby?
Bird, I have up a baby. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
It's the same
So
concept.
yeah, and you raved about it. And I was like, you know, for all of my, like, I won't put my kid in an infant seat because I want them stretched out and stuff, like, how in the world with my first two did I not have this freaking bassinet? So I got it for Christmas. Thanks, in-laws.
Yeah, you did.
And then I was thinking about we have a Halo swivel bassinet, and it's a nice bassinet.
Mhm,
It's great. It was a desperation purchase because I thought that the bassinet attachment for the pack and play was going to be enough with Reagan, and it wasn't because it like swung around a lot and it would keep waking her up.
mhm,
So it was like a Facebook Marketplace desperation purchase when Reagan was like 3 days old. Um, and so, but I don't love it because it's really bulky. It's not portable. Like, it's just kind of, it's a lot. So then I
mhm,
realized Kingbird Bassinet is rated for safe sleep overnight, and it has a bassinet stand that like folds up to
mhm,
this.
mhm,
And we don't use the bassinet as like a sleep uh, apparatus. I don't know, like for overnight sleep for very long, like just a couple
mhm.
weeks, and then we put them in their own room. So I was like,
Right.
this is amazing. It's so easy to store. I can get more use out of the bassinet in the stroller for like
Mhm.
months. So I'm really excited about that. So that is another thing that we're going to get. Woohoo!
I love the bassinet attachment. I had a friend, and again, I'm a tightwad, everybody. So my biggest regret with Declan was the stroller car seat combo that I had put on my registry because my mom offered to buy me the stroller, but I was a tightwad, and I was like, I don't want you spending a lot of money. So it was like some Graco $100 stroller
Yeah.
that I got from Walmart. But I just hated it because I didn't know at the time kids shouldn't be sleeping in their car seats for prolonged periods. But there was this internal mom thing of me where I didn't like Declan being in there for extended periods of time. And I saw a friend who she had the bassinet attachment, the Upper Baby, and was going out and taking her newborn in the bassinet attachment. And then she had a toddler, and her toddler was riding up top and the regular stroller attachment, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is
Oh,
amazing."
awesome.
Whether
So
your kid's
cool.
awake or not, it just is so guilt-free, and then with Ella, yeah, we used it when instead of a pack and play, especially when she was little. The first we didn't do a ton, like, the first couple months of her life, but we did when she was 2 months old, go to one of the beaches here in Korea, and we took that, and that's what she slept in, and it just makes it easier, like we said, for those things, and it's more comfortable and it's safer for them. That's a 10 out of 10. If it's your
I'm really
second or
excited.
third kid, a stroller that turns into or has an attachment that turns into a bassinet is a game changer because at first I was like, well, what if I wake the baby up and they don't sleep anymore? But when they're that little within those first 3 months of life, it doesn't matter. They're going to sleep. Go if they are tired, they're going to sleep. That is their job. Well, and you might as well keep them safe. And then you mentally be comfortable and safe if you don't want to wear all the time and you do want to push. So I'm so excited for you. It's gonna be
I'm
so cute,
like
especially when you go out and about.
so excited about it. Cannot wait. So I like
Okay, and
borderline want
then
to put like
number
Reagan in there.
3, Declan is gonna want to get in there. I already know it. I already know it. He has this obsession right now where he tries to get Ella's car seat because I still have her in the carrier car seat.
Hmm.
And the only reason I still have her in the carrier car seat is because she still falls asleep at the most inconvenient times, like right before we get home. But she transfers really well. And so I will
I mean,
probably
if she
keep
fits
her
the
because
height and
she's a
weight,
little girl. Yeah,
yeah.
she's a little gal. So until this baby arrives, I will probably keep her in that car seat because then I can just carry it upstairs and do a smooth transfer. We're in a two-story house right now for those of you guys who don't know. And by the time I get her out and then take her inside upstairs and put her down in their room, she's wide awake and then she doesn't take a good nap. So yeah, so that's why I still have her in that. Um, that being said, and Declan's obsessed with it, and he tries to get in. I'm like, bro, you're way too big for this. Go away. What's your third top thing you can think of off the top of your head?
That's a good question. Um, Honestly, I would say the third is for me, and it's something that I did with both girls, and am a big fan of diapers for me. I don't like the big jumbo pads. I don't think they do what they need to do. The diapers feel secure. There's a brand called Rail, which is actually a Korean brand, and it's in Korea, in like Daiso and stuff. And they make like women's underwear diapers, and they are fantastic. They're totally chlorine free. They're like clean ingredients. Um, because that matters for you too. And it is just I wear them probably for at least 3 weeks. I wear those. And it is just, I just throw them away. Like, I don't have to worry about it. And then I switch to my period underwear after that. Um, but for like the real heavy bleeding postpartum, I just wear the diapers and I just throw them away and I don't have to worry about it. And I feel secure like going out and that kind of thing. I freaking love them.
Mhm.
Huge fan.
That's so funny because I hate them. I always tell people I don't get me wrong, your girl does not like the diaper like pads. I don't love those. But I hate having to take my pants all the way off to take off the adult diaper to put a new one on to put my
Mm.
pants all the way on is
Yeah, I'm
my
just not
perspective on
wearing
it.
pants those first few weeks.
Oh,
Like,
see, I
not even
struggle. Even when you have other kids, what are you wearing then? You just wear like shirts around the house,
dresses. Yeah,
dresses. Okay.
dresses.
Well, so Declan was born in the winter, so dresses weren't really an option in San Antonio. And San Antonio actually does get pretty cold. Ella was born in the summer before transitioning to fall career where it was hot. So yeah, with Ella, I definitely did more dresses when she was first born or shorts, like easy stuff. So I guess I could have done it then. And then this baby will be spring to summertime. But yeah, I guess I formulated my opinion when Declan was born because he was born in the
Yeah,
winter time. So I was always wearing leggings. Leggings or
yeah.
sweatpants, and it
That
was
makes sense.
cold. And I just hated
Yeah.
having to take my pants all the way off to change the diaper. So I just did the pads. And so ever since then, I'm a big pad girly. But um I have to be honest, I started using the pads that I use without actually looking at the ingredients. So I've like just Googled while we're talking about it. the website and looking at the ingredients to make sure, like, I'm not recommending something that's, like, awful for you. But I really like the honey pot pads.
Oh, I think those are pretty good for
Um,
you. I've heard of them at least in
yeah,
the crunchy
I've looked
circle.
on their website and it's all natural, plant-based stuff. Some people don't like them because some of their pads they have um where was the ingredients at? I could tell you. I can't remember what it's exactly it is. I don't think it's witch hazel, but maybe it is
That would be
witch
kind of
hazel.
nice.
It has a cooling effect in it. I just can't remember what the actual ingredient is in the pads, but I freaking love them because I have a friend who she gave me some when I was pregnant with Declan. And TMI, this is going to be like a disclosure warning. This could be gross and visual, but if you're a mom and you've had babies, you get it. And if you're about to have a baby, you will get it. There's just this smell that comes with postpartum after a
Mm.
little while, like a couple days. And it just makes you feel gross no matter what, unless you've immediately showered. And so I really loved those pads because they had that cooling, freshening feeling, but then they also just smelled really good. But there wasn't a ton of nastiness in them. So when my friend Ellie gave them to me, I was hooked. And so those are my favorite types of pads. But they're not super cheap either. And but I love them. And so I'll get their big ones, I'll get their medium ones, and then I'll get their light ones. I don't know if they have, underwear. That's what I was just looking at
Oh, yeah.
to see because they have the postpartum pads and they have wipes, but I don't think they have underwear or diapers like you were talking about. They just have your standard, small, right, or regular, light, regular, super. But I personally, they also have menstrual cups for anyone who's interested for periods.
Love a good
I
disc.
don't
But
have a
if you're on your
huge,
first
like,
kid, do
bleeding.
not use a disc.
Oh,
You have to
absolutely
wait.
freaking not. No, 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 no. Yeah,
You just never
or
know.
sorry, that's period. My
You
bad,
don't
my
put
bad. That's
anything up
period
there.
care. Yeah, that's period care. I'm sorry, I should have expressed that.
That's okay.
This disc for period. Oh, they do have organic. Oh no, that's a pad. Just kidding. Never mind. Yeah, they just have pads. They don't have undies or diapers. So if you want that, you'd have to go with Alyssa's brand. But I like them if you want pads, depending on the time of year that like your baby is going to be born. So mom care is really important no matter what baby you have. Let's think things you get mom care every time or that you could get every time. I like the Perry bottles. I like the Freedom Mom one.
Oh,
Unless you're
I could talk about
bougie.
that.
Unless you're bougie and you can have a bidet.
I
But
just got a bidet for Christmas. It is heated. It is, oh my God. You can adjust so many different things. Like, I'm a
top
queen,
period food.
okay?
That sounds so nice.
Dude, dude,
Oh
I'm
my
so
god, that's
excited. I
so
told
good.
Ryan after KK I was not having another baby without a bidet. So I got one for Christmas. Full
See,
disclosure,
I
I
need to get one
ordered
when
it
we
and
go back to
everything,
the
but you know.
States. I'm so excited
Hmm.
for you. We want to go when we go back to the States, and
Love
that's a
it.
game changer.
Hmm.
So if you can do a bidet, I definitely recommend the bidet. Because
But the
I
Perry
have yet to
bottle
find a
is
bidet
the
where
same concept and it's
it
$15.
just
So
requires the extra step, getting warm water. Yeah. Just warming up the water, filling it, refilling it, whatever. When we lived in San Antonio, we had a two-story house, kind of like we did here, except in San Antonio, our bedroom was upstairs and then our living space was downstairs. So I had two. I had one
yeah.
for upstairs and I had one for downstairs. So I didn't have to go back and forth for the bottle. Versus here, I've only needed one because our bedroom's downstairs. But that's a 10 out of 10. You need it for every baby because one, it just really helps freshen everything up. And then two, it feels better, especially when you get to the itchy period of
Yeah,
healing
you do not want to
and
wipe.
having the rinse. No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also
So I
nipple
guess
balm.
that would definitely be. Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah.
I'm gonna try
Which
the
one do you
Ricasa.
recommend? Okay.
I'm gonna try Ricasa. I use it's not Mother Love. It's It's a green bottle. Um, Natural Earth Mama. I used Earth Mama with a combination of the Laniso. What is in that? There's something in that that is not crunchy at all, but
Let me
it
see.
has
The Lancino
something
one?
in it. Yeah.
Let me look it up.
It's something like that is like that helps heal. It's an ingredient that helps heal you up. But apparently it's not like the best ingredient. I used it so with Reagan I had like serious issues
I
because she
did with
had
Declan
ties
too.
that everyone refused to tell me about. Um
Hmm.
Actually I was just gaslit into thinking they weren't didn't exist. I kept asking and they kept saying no. Freaking hate military doctors. But all that to say, I needed everything I could get. Like I would like literally walk around topless because I could not put anything against them. Um, but and I used it for KK2, but less so because I had a handle on my life and she didn't have any ties. And I'm hoping that this time I'll have even more of a handle on my life. And I've heard Crone too, and it's just nice, good ingredients.
Is it
So
the dimethicone?
that's what I'm going with.
Dimethicone?
No,
Lanolin? Zinc
Whalen,
oxide. That's
Whalen.
what's in the lanolin. Okay.
Yeah,
I have
not
the same issue,
not
and I think that that's
yeah.
just. I feel like any first-time mom, though, probably dealt with some sore, cracked nipples. Maybe not as extreme, but I mean, think
Reagan was
about
also
it.
early, so she had a teeny tiny mouth. They kept saying no, she didn't actually have a teeny tiny mouth. It just couldn't open all the way. Really
Well,
pissed me off.
even if it was perfect, you've never had that much action all the time. And
Speak for
that's really the
yourself,
bottom
Leah.
line. Why
Just kidding.
not?
Just kidding.
Wow.
Ryan's gonna cut that out.
But really, like,
It was just right there. It was a perfect opportunity.
that was good. No, that was great. Ryan, don't cut that out, please. Let me go through and edit this before he can. So then he just uploads it. But like really, like, I mean, it's every 2 to 3 hours, 20 to 30 minutes, 24/7. And I think that's definitely something to be said about your body as a first-time mom versus your body as a veteran mom, where I didn't have the same soreness that I did with Ella when it came to nursing after I did with Declan. One thing that I really love, because I didn't really use cream, like a nipple cream with Ella when I was nursing, I just used silver nursing cups. And so I got the
I
silver nursing cups and put them in the
have almost
fridge, and they
thought
would stay in the fridge. And I loved
every
them when I would feel
time. Okay.
sore. So I didn't do them 24/7. It was just when I felt sore. So they lived in the fridge. If I did feel sore or uncomfortable, I put them on until the next feed or whatever, and then I put it back in the fridge. So that's a good mom thing. So if you're not making a list, let me make the list for you. So far for mom things, we have either pads or diapers, undies that you need no matter what number child it is. We have a type of a nipple cream or nursing cups. Um,
So we have from
what else? Insurances should give you a pump if
true.
you need a pump. Every baby insurance gives you a new pump. Fun fact, I am an advocate of wireless pumps, whether you are going back to work or not, because that's just more convenient, especially if you're on a second or third child and need to pump for whatever reason. You need to be able to be mobile. And the old school pumps just don't, while they may have more efficient suction, they are not, they just don't do it for mobility. And when you're have multiple kids, you can't just sit and pump if you need to. But I'm also an advocate though of if you're not going back to work, you don't need a ton of bottle stuff. You don't
Oh,
need
amen.
a ton
Really
of milk
don't.
bags. You don't need extra pump stuff. You need one set of wireless pumps to have with you on the go. If you want to pump in public instead of nurse, if you're pumping as you're feeding, you don't really need milk. if you're worried about having a stash so you and your husband can go on a date or somebody can watch your kid, you can get a couple of like the reusable silicone milk bags instead of the plastic ones. And literally, if you're planning a date on Sunday with your husband, pump once or twice the Thursday or the Friday, Saturday before, and you have more than enough milk to feed your baby while you're gone. You do not need to do a ton of pumping in advance. And the reason why I'm a big advocate of sharing that right now is because I ended up getting a grotesque oversupply with Declan that then caused nursing issues because I thought I needed to pump so far in advance, even because I went back to work, but I still didn't need to start that much in advance. So with Ella, they say it's 6 weeks it takes for your milk supply to level out. And I didn't pump once. I hate the Hakas. I don't recommend them for anybody
Can love the Hakas.
because
Bite your tongue.
no, I hate them because here's the deal. Especially if you end up being a cow like me, like with my milk production moo, you know, however much milk you remove from your body is how much your body's going to create. So if your kid's not drinking that milk, don't remove the milk. Just use a nursing pad to get that milk, or do like they have the Haka, the ladybugs, where it's not suction, it just sits there. You could do that one, but the one that's this has even the silicone suction, that still is going to cause you to have more milk supply than you need.
Okay, so I have a lot of thoughts on this.
Okay.
I have so many thoughts on this. Okay, so I agree with you. The wireless pumps are so incredibly useful. However, if you do not have a oversupply, or like you're not sure, like this is your first baby, I think 100% you need to go with I Love Spectra for like a plug in the wall pump, because you need the efficient suction, and you should really like figure out your nipple flange size and all of those kinds of things, because it can really affect you. I also had an oversupply of both of my babies, so I got the Willow Go with Kennedy, and I freaking loved it. Obsessed. I gave away my wall pump, so I might get a wall pump this time, just for the heck of it. But I also, so with Reagan, I had a huge oversupply. I got, after I was totally done breastfeeding and like wasn't even giving her any like of my stored milk, I still sent away like over 700 ounces for freeze drying. Love that, by the way.
That's insane.
It was awesome. And with that freeze dry plus my extra supply, KK was breastfed until 18 months old, even though I stopped at a year. She got breast milk, once or twice a day.
Yeah.
But I will say, especially with Reagan, I had a lot of anxiety surrounding milk production. And so while I did not need all the milk that I had, having it, the few times, like your supply is going to dip. It's going to dip because you didn't sleep as well. It's going to dip because baby started sleeping longer, which if baby started sleeping longer, I always pump right before bed to kind of simulate that feeding. And that really helped with Kennedy, my supply not to dip as much when she started sleeping longer. But my point is, if you have a lot of anxiety around that, having that extra stash was so comforting for me, because I just didn't know, especially with Reagan, I had an oversupply right now. Can you lose that? How does that work? So with Reagan, I pumped, I hacked it, I did all the things because I just wanted to have milk. With Kennedy, I just used the Haka to catch my extra milk, and I still had so much milk. But it was worth it for me to have that backup, even not going back or anything, just for when the inevitable dip, where I said, okay, I don't know if she's getting enough, but I have 6 ounces right here that I can give to her throughout the day to make sure she's getting enough while I work on my supply. It takes so much pressure off of me, which sometimes half the reason your supply is dipped is because you're stressing, you know?
Hmm.
So it
Hmm.
took so much pressure off of me fixing my supply, having that extra. So that's why I'm a huge fan of Haka. And also it just hurts for like the nursing pad to absorb it because it doesn't help the nursing pad.
That's
I
funny.
use milk for baths. I use milk for everything. So I feel very strongly that an oversupply might not be the worst thing in the world, but yes, you definitely want to manage the oversupply. Like, if that
Okay,
makes
I got
sense.
to devil's advocate you because if it's a true oversupply, it is the worst thing in the world because Declan would couldn't feed because he associated me with almost like choking because that's
Yeah.
like with the true aggressive oversupply of a letdown that I had, that's what happened. It wasn't just having excess. It was so much so that I kid you not, TMI, I would stream for 30 to 60 seconds,
Yeah.
like just straight shot. Like when I would
Yeah.
let down and he could not eat nurse, but then he also couldn't take a bottle or wouldn't take a bottle. And it was awful. So I had to do they called it block feeding, where I only fed him on one side for 4 to 5 hours, and then the next 4 to 5 hours was the other side. So I basically walked around super engorged, one
Awful.
side at a time for about 2 weeks. It was miserable. And then my supply leveled out, and even with my supply leveled out, I would still pump 6 to 8 ounces at a time every
Yeah.
time I pumped.
I'd
So
overflow the
that's
drain.
the difference between, you just have a healthy supply of milk and then you have a true oversupply where it's causing tummy issues. Your kid won't nurse.
So, yeah. So I did have that oversupply, but my solution, I wish I'd known you, was a lot easier. I just put the hot on my boob before I fed her. And
But that doesn't
after my
fix the
letdown,
problem
I give it
though.
to her. Not technically, no, but it was worth it to me for the extra milk.
See, to me, it
So
wasn't worth it. I still had extra milk. I went to lactation. My kid wouldn't eat. He wouldn't
yeah, I mean
nurse.
that's a
And
total different. I avoided that struggle, I think, by using the Haka, and I still wanted the
because I
extra milk,
used
so
it
it worked
too and it
out.
didn't
But
do anything. I
mm,
used it too. I pumped before
that's
nursing.
rough.
I did all the things
That is
everybody
rough.
recommends. And all that does is it perpetuates the problem because your
Yeah,
body, you
no, for
produce
sure.
milk. It's based off of a feedback loop. What you take, your body produces. So if you
Hmm.
continue to take that same amount out, your body will continue to produce that same amount. So in order to get it to go down, you have to stop taking it out.
Yeah,
So it
yeah.
depends
I
on each
just didn't want
person,
it
but
to
that's
go
why I'm
down.
a very big advocate of if you have any concern, don't diagnose via Google. Go to a lactation specialist
Go to
and
a good one
see
though.
them.
Like, be picky.
Yeah. Well, and I went to 2 different ones. The first one I didn't love, so then I went and found another one. But 99% of the time, if it's hospital associated, they're free, but you also can pay for one. And TRICARE covers, I know they cover a certain amount for doulas. I don't know how much they cover for lactation, but
I
in
know
my
they do
opinion, if
cover
you're
it.
having okay, if you're having any issues with breastfeeding, period, first kid, second kid, third kid, say find a good lactation specialist and go to them because Dr. Google gave me more stress and anxiety trying to fix it myself when nothing was working. And then I figured out, a lot of the stuff I was doing that everyone was recommending was actually making it worse.
Yeah. So it's covered during inpatient stays. So like when you're in the hospital, when you see the lactation consultant, you
Hmm.
can see them as many times as you want. And then also 6 separate outpatient sessions per birth event when billed as preventative care. So they just have to bill it right, and
Perfect.
it'll be covered for 6 sessions.
So there you guys
It's
go.
great to know.
Find someone who
Yeah.
takes your insurance if you're military, TRICARE. Even if you're not, a lot of hospitals do provide lactation specialists for free. And so
Yep.
you can just make appointments and go to there. If you don't love them, then you can go find someone else. Most insurances will cover
Hmm.
that because they're realizing how much support women need to be healthy. And a lot of that is like
Yeah.
preventative care. Doulas, lactation specialists, it prevents you from having to go to the doctor to get antibiotics, to have issues, depression, being on antidepressants, antipsychotics, things like that. So, okay, to pivot,
Yeah.
any other things we can think of for the mom list of things you need, second or third baby? I think that those are big things. I like my pads that I use because I don't need icicles, like the ice
Hmm.
packs. You don't need those with the honey pot. That's why I really like
Loved,
those.
loved those. But I'm not sure about ingredients, so I won't
Yeah.
recommend, but I did love them.
Okay.
I know you can make your own really easily.
A nipple cream, quality pump, silk nursing
Specific to
kit.
number 3, I'm going to get the Mockingbird writing board, so that I
Okay,
can
so
still
that was
fit
one
all my
thing I was
kids
gonna
on the
say.
stroller.
For me, for number 3, the top 3 things on my list is
Yeah.
the skateboard attachment for my Uppa baby. So
Hmm.
I can have the bassinet, I can have a seat, and then Declan can stand and ride. And you and I have also talked about this a little bit, so I know we differ here a little bit, but I really want a stroller wagon
Yeah.
because Declan will be 3.5 when this child is born. Ella will be 22 months, and then I'll have this baby. So I really want something, although Declan is getting really good and better at following directions, I basically just really want something when we're back in America. I definitely wouldn't use it in Korea, but that I can strap all of my children down if I need to go into a public place and need them to sit still. Not
Yeah.
like I don't need it for running, jogging, necessarily leisurely things, but if I need you all to be contained, I want one of the stroller wagons to where I can have you all contained and you can all be strapped in if I need to go do something. Um,
Like a museum or something like that.
I'm thinking like I guess I'd say grocery store, but I'm not going to use that for a grocery store. I'm thinking like if I need to go to an appointment, let's say like a doctor's office, or if I have a doctor's appointment, or one of the kids has a doctor's appointment, or I need to go. I'm thinking like anything legit, even though that doesn't make any sense. Here are examples of Koreas, like when I needed to go get a new military ID, or when I've like had to go to my doctor's appointments, things like that, being able to have the kids be contained instead of having to chase them around. Um, because if I'm going to kid centered stuff, realistically, for example, Declan, he can be out and about. That doesn't matter, you know? But I also know devil's advocate would say you can baby wear with the newborn.
Yeah. I know a lot of people that love their strollers. For me, the couple times I've used them, they've just been so difficult to maneuver. It's not worth it to me.
Hmm.
And I think it's part of Reagan, just girls are just a little more, what's the word? Like
Contained,
rule
controlled.
following. Yeah, yeah. So Reagan, I mean, she'll be 4.5 almost. So,
Hmm.
and like right now, I trust her to walk next to me. So I think, I think that extra year for me, it also makes it feel
Hmm.
not that big of a deal.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I totally get that. So for me right now, those are the top 2 things I have on my list that I need. Something else I would say you could add it to your registry, but I went ahead and actually ordered one because we just needed it now. I needed a new baby monitor because the one that we ended up originally buying for Declan, it served us well, but we've had so many issues with it now, and I'm tired of buying $100 new monitor brains. So we just ordered a whole new system. We're big fans in our house of the Wi-Fi free ones. Just because I don't want to risk anybody hacking in to my kid's camera.
I just don't need it on my phone
They
that
do
bad.
any
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You really don't. Um, yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
We
Uh,
have that too. We have a low EMF one. It's called like low Reeve or something, but it has two
cool.
cameras, which is nice.
What else? So that's like the other thing I had on my registry, but I already have a boy and a girl. So for number three, I don't really have clothes on the registry for either of them because I already have a ton of clothes. Um,
That's so nice. I don't know what I'm
but
gonna do if it's a boy. I'm gonna be at the thrift store every day.
so I gotta be honest though, if I could go back, I love when people donate and like give me clothes. Like I'm so thankful for that. But I also, again, in my minimalist stage, am tired of having too many kids' clothes. That I'm gonna just
Yeah.
start buying stuff as we go. And for example, in the newborn stage, realistically, you just need onesies.
Mhm.
You don't need two-piece outfits. You just need
Mhm.
onesies.
Well,
Let
especially
him
for a
take
boy,
it.
I feel like girls. There's so many
Yeah.
options. Like there's so many
Um,
cute things, but for boys, it's like okay, here's a bear.
yeah,
I don't know.
I
Like
agree. I would say for girls, onesies and then church dresses or cute church outfits, right? Like 2 or 3 of those for the newborn stage. And then for even a boy, I would say onesies and then 2 or 3 church outfits. And then once they're 3 to 6 months, then you can start elaborating a little bit, but yeah, I wish I remembered that book, Decluttering Your Art and Home. She has an actual system that she recommends for how
ooh,
to
interesting.
like how many clothes you need. What she calls it, she says basically if you're going on a trip for a week, the only amount of clothes you truly need in your kid's closet is the amount of clothes you would pack in the suitcase with you, plus a couple of extras for different weather options, right? So
Okay, so
a
I feel
quality
like that,
jacket for
but two.
winter.
Yeah. Like I want
Yeah,
2 weeks worth
and
of
a
clothes for
swimsuit,
my kid.
which is fine. That's
Yeah.
still better
But I
than
agree.
having an entire closet
Mhm.
full of stuff you never wear. Um,
Yeah.
so that's why I recommend buying as you go. Which I guess that's a first time mom thing. But even a veteran mom, if you're having the gender you don't have yet, just get what you need right now. And that's why I avoid shopping. I avoid shopping like the plague, especially for baby clothes, because it's really hard to say no to
Yeah.
some of the cute stuff that I only shop
Well,
when I know I need something.
it's also like so seasonally dependent too. Like I'm having this
Mhm.
baby in summer in Arizona, but winter in Arizona, like I'm over here in a sweatshirt
Yeah.
because it's in the high 50s today, so it's cold.
Mhm.
like
Mhm.
like I don't need all the seasons necessarily. Um and with Reagan I had her in February, then I had KK in September, so they were a little off, but it actually worked out because KK was so big, so she was like accelerated. so,
Yeah.
but that was like I feel, I might not need my winter girl clothes, but Lord willing, I might
Mhm.
need them for another baby. Who knows
Mhm.
if I
Yeah.
need them? TBD,
Mhm.
we'll find out in the next couple weeks. If it's a boy or a girl
Yeah.
because I have no chill. And also, I don't have a girl and a boy, so like, but still, really
Same.
the
I'm like
reason
willing
is
to
I
be
have no
surprised.
chill. Yeah, like I could never
Yeah.
do that. I don't even care if this is a boy, like, I'll find out what number four is.
You wanna know what's really funny though? I have the gender results in my diaper bag because we have our first appointment at the birth center I'm going to, off post on Saturday. And so I got the file
And
to
you
put them in
haven't
a
looked?
folder. No, but Ella took the folder out of the diaper bag the other day and threw it all on the ground, and thankfully it landed face down. So
My
I'm
jaw's on
feeling,
the
like,
floor
so
right
bad.
now. That is
I know,
an extreme amount of self-control, Leah. Like,
I know,
what?
I know, I know, but
Oh my
I had a
god.
dream the other day, I don't know if I told you this, that
Hmm.
I, like, gave birth at 28 weeks or something like that, and I told
Yeah.
them, "I don't know the gender yet, I wanna, like, let me see the baby. I wanna see the gender, like, I don't want you to tell me the gender. I wanna see the gender." But they told me anyways in my dream. This is my dream, and it was a girl. And so now I'm on the it's a girl train unless I get some other intuition because I've never had a dream like that before finding out the
Okay.
gender.
So for us, I can tell my funny gender story now. Um, this pregnancy has been extremely different for me, as in I'm a functional human being. And with Reagan and Kennedy, I was not a functional human being. I was in the hospital getting fluids, like, couldn't keep an ice cube down. It was terrible. But I have not even thrown up once this pregnancy. Little nauseous, but I credit it all to my midwife. She gave me a lot of helpful tips and tricks. But because of
Hmm.
this, I got a secret sneak peek test done at 6.5 weeks, which you can do it as early as 6 weeks, according to them. And it said girl. And I legitimately do not believe it. So we're getting like the nip test done next week, and we'll see what the results of that are. And if the results are boy, like, I'm gonna be like, just no one's gonna be able to live with me because I'm gonna like every time there's any question, I'm gonna be like, well, my intuition is perfect, so you know, because I really
That's
don't believe
funny.
it's the girl.
Yes.
But we'll see.
Yeah.
You get a refund on the sneak peek if they're wrong, so that's nice.
I can't wait to find out for you. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
that's how little
Okay.
self control I
Let's
have.
say I already have a boy and I already have a girl. I think that's the only reason that
That's
there is
fair.
any like any semblance of self-control for me. Okay, so let's do any other things last minute. Let's kind of do like a quick explanation of
Okay,
any
rapid
other
fire.
things you need for a third child. I would say probably a diffuser or a humidifier. I don't believe it has
Agreed.
to be a humidifier. Diffusers do the same thing a humidifier does, and actually most diffusers um, are less likely to mold than a humidifier
That's
does.
interesting.
And so you can get a diffuser that doesn't have light if you want it for if you have a sick child. I don't recommend what is it? It's like the popular diffuser. We got it for Declan. It's the plastic one, but it gets mold
I
in
don't
it,
know
so I
anything
hate it.
about diffusers.
But they do have stainless steel humidifiers. They have the bougie one, which I know you have, and then they have ones that are
CarePod,
more
love
affordable
it.
but still stainless steel.
Just bought another CarePod. No regrets.
Yeah. So I would recommend stainless steel to prevent mold if you want a true blue humidifier. Otherwise, get a diffuser that you can clean. And that does the same thing if you have a sick baby. I would say, I got to be honest, I have not suctioned Ella's nose at all since she's been alive.
Gosh, I
Um,
use that thing all the
so
time.
we just bought one because she was sick, but I still didn't use it. And we've survived, even though I know they recommend that you should do that. And then
I just
just some
get the little
infant first
bulb. I
aid
think
stuff to
they'd
have
give
on
it to you.
hand.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good
So
one.
for a third baby, we'll have garlic oil for ear infections on hand for us, colloidal silver, and then I'm just getting into homeopathy, but I like the Dr. Green Mom or Earthly options for fever relief or bronchial calm or
Bronchial
a
calm is huge for
nature
me.
a naturofen
There's
and all natural relief.
uh
And then if
teeth
you want
tamer, although that's
homeopathy,
not really infant.
yeah,
Yeah,
belladonna is a good if you want something for fever, even though you shouldn't
chamomile.
really worry about fever for the first 3 months. Camellia is a good one. Pulsatilla is a good one for clinginess.
The
Um,
croup
so
trio
those
in
would be some
general.
other things. Yep. Yeah, so those would be some of the things, but just bare minimums. I also have the Kinza thermometer, which I guess this isn't a second or third child. But if you don't have one, I like that one because it logs temperatures on the app on your phone. So it
That's
just
cool.
takes out an extra step for you if you're wanting to monitor. But I also really like the in-ear thermometers because it's less invasive
That's what we have.
and it still gives you accurate readings.
Yeah. I'm
But
looking more into
we
pasties.
technically need another crib. You're getting pasties?
You need another crib? Sorry, that sounded so judgy.
Well, the one
Tell
that
me more.
it's okay. That's sitting here right behind me, actually. Hello,
Yeah,
Crane. Um, the one we have for Ella now was a gift. And I am not as strong as you. I'm not pro transitioning my kids to toddler beds to absolutely necessary. So this is going to be Ella's. No, this is going to end up being the baby's crib, but it'll start out as Ella's. And then when we PCS, I will put Ella in Declan's crib, and Declan will get a toddler bed right before the
makes sense.
PCS, like a couple months. So that way he doesn't have an issue seeing his bed be brought back out for Ella. He'll have been in his own bed. Like his bed's just going to go away. But so I have, for me, with our age gaps, I have two kids in a crib at a time.
Makes
So
sense.
that's why we got this one instead, because this is a new one versus the one we have for Ella was a gift to us. And even though the wood framing is fine, it's just been used that we just don't want to take it through versus this is a new crib. Although it's Korean measurements, so I have to order like a custom mattress for it. So that's why I'm not going to use it really until we get back to the States because the States is the only
Makes
place we
sense.
can order the custom mattress
But you
size.
can't
But
just
yeah,
get a Korean
so
mattress
I
in
feel like
Korea.
for us, that's like, no, because Korean mattresses suck.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Good point.
I mean, I guess I can look, but it came with something that looks like a Korean mattress here, and it might as well be a piece of plywood.
There
And I
is
know that like newer
this like
ones
big
don't
baby
need
IKEA store. Oh, look for, well, no, IKEA's not, IKEA might be the same as Korean.
the IKEA measurements here would be Korean.
Yeah. Well, no, because IKEA is just different in general, I think.
Maybe I'll look into it. I haven't thought about looking into it just because there is like a little mattressing that came with this one, but it's hard to rock.
IKEA is
But I'm like,
European.
this is how all of, yeah. Well, that works though because European and Korean America, although I love America, we are the only ones who have the standard crib sizes that we have.
Kills me.
Korea and European cribs are the same size.
It says, yeah,
American cribs are larger.
IKEA crib mattresses are typically the same standard size as many Korean cribs and mattresses. So it could work.
Yeah, that's a good
Yeah,
idea. I actually can do that. But yeah, for second or third child, I mean, that's all I got on my baby registry of things that I think that I need.
yeah. I
Do
have
you
a
have any
couple
other
things that
things that you
like
can think of off the top of your head right now?
I gave away, like a bouncer. It's not really a bouncer, but you know, like the lounger thing, not the pillow,
Mm-hmm.
but like, you know, the kind of upright one. And then a like baby gym
I know what
mat.
you're talking about.
I gave those away. Passies, I we don't really use passies longer than the first few weeks. But I will be more intentional about which passies like we use for like oral health and that kind of thing. So I looked into those. I'm interested in the neck orthodontic pacifiers and then
I
the
love Nugs.
Ryan and Rose. Those they have like a starter kit that has like 5 different passies, but all their passies, which I really like the idea of. And they I think focus on oral health, it seems. Um I'm getting a
So,
stroller fan because we live in
Ryan and Rose, I've
Arizona,
never heard of them. You're getting a
and
what?
stroller fan. Somehow I don't have a stroller fan. It's just one of those things.
Okay.
Uh, the so a glass bottle. Baby List has like they have passy boxes, diaper boxes, like because sometimes you just don't know what your kid's gonna like. They have a glass bottle box. I'm gonna get that
Oh, that's cool.
because
We used glass bottles for Ella, and I loved it.
let me tell you how like for some reason that just my mind never made that connection for either of my children.
Mm-hmm.
That like I'm trying to avoid plastic for everything but bottles. I think because we so rarely used bottles, I
Mm-hmm.
just didn't think about it that much. But I would
Yeah.
like to be aware of that, even though, and I think, you know, it's like 4 glass bottles, and that's all I need.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll try and rotate them so they'll take whatever. But if they don't, it's okay if I only have 1 or 2 bottles that they'll take because it's so much work to pump for then someone to feed the baby a bottle. Like, I just don't do it.
Correct.
Sorry,
Yeah.
family.
That Ryan and Rose kit's really cool.
Yeah,
For
right?
those who are interested, it's a 5-pack. It's $24. and it gives you all the different styles. We personally like the Nook style passy where it's flat. I have a friend who's a pediatric dentist, and he said realistically, um, it doesn't matter, he uses the Nook passy for his daughter. So, fun fact, if that says anything, that the dentist uses it. But that it really doesn't become a big deal until they're about 18 months old. And then if they're using it excessively at that point, that's when you may start having problems. So I like that one because it sounds awful, but it's easier for them to hold in. It's more natural
No,
to
I love
stay
that.
in, especially while they're learning how to use the passy. So we tried the ones that, as I'm looking at this picture, the ones that were like stayed round
Uh-huh.
all the way through, but Ella wouldn't keep it in her mouth. Declan wouldn't take them at all, but Ella couldn't keep it in her mouth, so it'd fall out. She'd wake up.
So both of mine
Now
took
he
the,
spits
like,
it out.
hospital ones. The Soothies, I think they're called. Yeah, and I didn't understand why they liked it. Like, it didn't seem
Mhm.
comfortable. But,
Yeah,
yeah, so.
yeah, so that's a good idea. Alright, well, let's, go ahead and we're gonna dive into our moments that make us laugh, moments that make us cry, moments that make us just say, "Yep, that's mom life," and we're gonna go into our Momtroversial moment for the week. So, I'll start this week. I don't know if I have just a blatant I don't know, I have so many good moments. This week has been just phenomenal, Declan Ella relationship building. Things like, for example, we got them an indoor jungle gym, and Ella
It
started
was.
trying to climb up to the top of it, and Declan was saying, "No, Ella, that's not safe. You can't do that." And then I was sitting right there, I was like, "It's okay. She's got it. Mommy's right here. I'm gonna watch." And then our friend, Hattie Jean, came over and watched them for me so I could go to an appointment this week. And she told me how um, Ella started climbing on the jungle gym, and she was like, "Is Ella allowed to do that?" She asked Declan, and Declan was like, "Yeah, Ella got it. She got it. You get it, girl. Come on."
Stop.
It's so funny. Yeah. So
Oh,
it's been a good week developmentally, like just watching them in their relationship. And Ella's been like saying words or parroting. She said, "I love you" to Decky last night. I was like, "I love you."
stop.
It's not her saying it of
She's
her own,
a
but she's like
baby.
copying you.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah.
What the
And
heck?
so it's just, gosh, freaking love this age with both of them. I've had so much fun just watching them this week. So I think that's for me, it's just overall, it's not one specific thing. It's just, man, it's been a good week. And I love watching my kids grow and develop and seeing the new skills, seeing their relationship grow. And it's just so rewarding.
Okay, so Reagan's just getting older, and my momtroversial moment is partly about that. Uh, we didn't have anything to eat for dinner because there was no meat defrosted, nothing. Ryan was like, let's go to Chipotle. I didn't really want Chipotle because this baby doesn't really love Mexican food, which kind of sucks because we were right next to Mexico and right next to so much good Mexican food. Um, so I was looking on my phone. I was like, okay, but let me see what's nearby because maybe I want something different. And so I'm looking at my phone,
Hmm.
and Reagan comes up to me and goes, Mom, it's really frustrating that you're on your phone right now because I want to go to the restaurant. I was like, okay, excuse me. Like, I'm trying to
Oh
find
my
something for me to
gosh.
eat. But she just like has such coherent thoughts right now. Like she's very much, I would not even say she's a toddler anymore. It's hilarious.
Yes.
And so like we have real
Wow.
conversations and it's pretty funny. So yeah, she just really let me have it there. And I was like,
Wow.
I'm literally trying to get us to the restaurant. I'm just trying not to throw up. Like I'm on a
I
roll.
freaking love her. Oh my gosh, I love her so much. That's
Yeah,
hilarious.
she's great.
There's never a dull moment in parenting, let me tell
Never,
you.
never.
So Thank you guys so much for joining us on the wild ride of motherhood as we talked about all things baby registry with recurring kids. If you enjoy
Yeah.
listening to our podcast and you enjoy hanging out with us, please take a second and give us a review, a rating, like 5 stars, all of the things you have time to do. It really helps any podcasters that you listen to
It
just
does.
go up in the algorithms on whatever platforms you're listening to us on. And if you have any questions, you want to see us talk about any things, please follow us at Momtroversial Podcast on Instagram. And until next time, keep it Momtroversial.
Bye.
Bye.